All right. Shalom, Akyam. Shalom. This is the brother Ba'ar coming back at you again with another daily exhortation to edify the body, to edify the sheep of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah to the best of my ability. And before I start, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah Ba'ashem Rakah Kodash. I like to give double honors to the elders and apostles, a great millstone. I like to give salutations to the Akyam, preaching the gospel across the four corners of the earth in truth and in sincerity. Shalom, Akyam. Shalom. Once again, I'm back with another daily exhortation, and this is going to be a short lesson through the Spirit. Yahweh Bashem Asharat Tazah. I just wanted to, do this brief lesson on, I'm going to name this title. It's going to be called Good Fruit. And, just speaking about the fruit of the Spirit, it's very important that we maintain, the fruit of the Spirit, throughout our day-to-day when we're interacting with our people, most importantly. Because there's going to be times where, you may be feeling down in the spirit. You may be, you may not feel like the Lord is with you, and you're going about your day. You're just not feeling so high, right? But then all of a sudden someone that encounters you, and they approach you. And a lot of the times when you're feeling that way, sometimes they approach you, they're coming at you with a totally different energy. They're coming at you with a worldly energy, but how you're feeling at that moment, you may not feel like entertaining that energy, because spiritually you're seeking for someone else who knows the Spirit of the Lord that could talk to you and lift you up and bring you, and feed you with that spiritual food, But once again, going back to the story, you encounter that person. You encounter that person, and that person comes at you with a different energy, a worldly energy. And, all they want to do is talk about worldly things. And at that moment, it may become irksome. It's like, man, I really don't feel like entertaining that energy. So we, through the Spirit, the Lord has given us the ability, has given us understanding. So through that, you counter that energy. You may try to entertain it, but it's just not there. So you subtly and sharply change the conversation because of how you feel, and you begin to edify subtly. When you're feeling low, reach for the Spirit of the Lord. Maintain the Spirit of the Lord, because even if you don't feel spiritually high, even if you don't feel, that the Lord is with you, always give off the Spirit of the Lord to your brothers and sisters. Because that's us giving good fruit. That's us walking in the Spirit despite how we feel in the inside, or despite how we may think of ourselves, that we're unworthy. But when we're dealing with our brothers and sisters, give off the Spirit of the Lord. Not being over righteous and not being too preachy, but being subtle in the Spirit. Asking questions or saying particular things that's going to change the spirit of the conversation, And sometimes when you don't have anything to say that's, quote unquote worldly to your worldly friend, you just tend to speak on spiritual things, man. And you just start digging and you start feeding, and you're changing the whole texture of the conversation. You know, even in the world, you know, I can't say in the world, but when I first came into the truth, started coming into the truth, and I felt like the Lord was dealing with me, I never wanted anybody who I encountered with and had a conversation with to leave me without having something, you know, through the Spirit. You know, when they leave me, they should leave me with something to think about, something that gave them a different perspective, you know, a spiritual perspective. You know, that's a spiritual gift. You know, that's like fruit. Here, take this with you. You may not be saying that to them, but you're planting that seed in their mind. You know, and all of these things, when you do things like that, you're, you know, giving off the fruits of the spirit of Yahweh Shem Shai, because you feel, instead of giving them that worldly you, instead of you giving them that fleshly you know, like they're giving to you, you give them the fruit of the Spirit. You know, I hope I'm breaking this down to the point where you brothers can understand, because I know it's just not me that goes through these things. I know a lot of you brothers go through that. You know, you're in one spirit, and then your worldly friends are in another spirit. And sometimes it becomes irksome because they're not knowing how you feel. But it's always great. It's a gift and a blessing that we have the Spirit of the Lord. Because when we were in the world, we would try to entertain that worldly spirit. We would be like, man, I just don't feel like talking right now, man. Just, you know what I'm saying? Man, hey man, just, you tend to become agitated. And we didn't have, you know, in the world, we didn't have a right solution. You know, but this is why I think about the kingdom of heaven and how it's going to be, you know, and this is why having the body, having the brothers is so beautiful, because despite how I feel and what I think about myself, and despite how a brother may think and feel about you, the one common thing that we're going to do is give off the fruit of the Spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Because as brothers, we treat each other as if the next brother is Yahushua himself. You know, we're always uplifting brothers. We're always giving brothers spiritual gifts, you know, saying things that's going to help provoke good works. You know, these are the things that we do through the Spirit, man. This is why I love the body. This is why no matter how I feel in the world, when I come amongst brethren, all of those things go away, you know, but even our brothers that are in the world, we tend to do the same thing. You know, it's kind of like within the conversation, laying down the foundation. They may think that they're coming at you one way, but I'm just going to subtly lay the foundation of how I feel and how we're going to have this conversation, you know, but good fruits, Akim. Good fruits, you know, the fruit of the Spirit. It's very important that we give off that energy, because these are the things that impact our people. You know, I once said it in a lesson where, you know, we have to show our people what mercy looks like. You know, how instead of entreating, if your brother treats you evil, and treat them with good, you know, be like, man, that's all right. You know, showing them what mercy looks like, and continuing to edify them. You know, because you're changing things when you do that, when you walk in the Spirit of the Lord. So you're giving when you do that often, you're going to have a good report about you. You know, so when the persecution comes, the people that really heard you, they're not going to believe the persecution. You know, but this is all the will of the Lord. So let me bring out Let me bring out these precepts. I'm just going to go to a few precepts, man. I should have started off with the precepts, but I just wanted to, share my thoughts with y'all brothers and sisters. All right. So this is Luke 6, verse 43. It says, "For a good tree bringeth not forth corrupt fruit, neither doeth a corrupt tree bringeth forth good fruit. For every tree is known by its own fruit. For of thorns men do not gather figs, nor of a bramble bush gather they grapes. A good man out of the good treasure of his heart bringeth forth that which is good, and an evil man out of the evil treasure of his heart bringeth forth that which is evil. For of the abundance of the heart his mouth speaketh." And so, even if I don't have too much to say to that particular person, sometimes at that moment, I just want to speak my mind, but in a way that they can understand and yet be edifying to that person. So while they coming at you like, "Yo, woo, 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 yeah, man, I've been, what I'm saying, woo, 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 woo," you like, man, damn, man, you just switch it up. But that's showing what kind of tree you are. You're not entertaining worldly things. You're always looking for the spiritual things in conversations and bringing it forth and edifying. Even when that person he may be thinking that he may just be uttering out his mouth, whatever. But you're taking the things that he's uttering and you're bringing forth spiritual things. Changing the way that changing his perspective from a carnal perspective to a spiritual perspective. Now, those who are more inclined towards Yahweh Shem Shah, the Spirit of the Lord, they'll make that adjustment and they'll add to. Those who are not inclined to Yahweh Shem Shah, they'll think you tripping. They may want to remain in that worldly spirit. They may just quickly leave you. But still, that's just giving off good fruit, man. And sometimes when I don't have anything to talk about, you just talk about the Lord. To a worldly person, you're more subtle about it. But let's continue. Because when we don't have anything to talk about, we talk about the Lord. All right? Because what does the scripture say? I'll bring it out. Luke 12. Luke 12 verse. Man, I know the point. I see the point, but it's so edifying. I'll start off at 31. It says, "But rather seek ye the kingdom of the Most High, and all these things shall be added unto you. Fear not, little flock, for it is your Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom." And this is our primary mindset. For those of us who are of the faith, of the ministry, this is our number one mindset within ourselves. And when we're dealing with others, we're seeking first the kingdom of Yahweh Shem Shah. Because that's at the foundation of who we are. Being in this truth is all about dealing with foundation. All right? Dealing with the root of the problems. This is why a lot of us who are of the faith are of more of a calmer spirit, because the Lord has blessed us with understanding and has increased our understanding. So when fools come with their irksome worldly conversations, it's like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, dang. But let me keep going. And it says, sell that ye have and give alms. Provide yourselves bags which wax not old. And we gave off the world, man. We gave up the world. Not saying that we use the world, we don't abuse it, but we gave it up, man. All the things that our people find enticing and motivating, whatever, quote unquote, motivating about the world, we gave that up, man. We gave up the lies. We don't want to deal with our people with lies. And we don't want to entertain lies. But we're all about the truth. And when you're all about the truth and the world is full of lies, that's a constant battle. It's a constant battle, and especially even when you're not, quote unquote, in the spirit. When you're not in the spirit. But when all else fails, which we grab and gravitate toward Yahweh Shema Shah, because we're comforted by his words. And when you start dwelling in that spirit, you become fruitful. People around you start becoming edified. Because as the brother Adawan said in the lesson, man, with the group, when they made the camp lesson, he said he brought out the scripture where it says, "In me dwelleth no good thing," and that's true. And I don't want to give off that energy towards our people. That's not the fruit I want to give towards our people. I want to give them the fruit of Yahweh Shema Shah. Okay? So, and that's in the kingdom, that's going to be a general thing. That's going to be the fruit of Yahweh Shema Shah is going to be in all of us. Because even the children, they're watching, man. Children are easily influenced. But when they see the general public in the spirit of the Lord, that becomes a part of them. And they take on that spirit as well. But here in this world, in this kingdom, our children are subjected to corruption, are subjected to vanity and lies. And not just our children, but our people, period. But when we lay the foundation down and we're of the spirit of the Lord, man, the fruits of the Lord, man, the fruits of the spirit is abounding, man, and abundant. But let me continue. Let me stay on topic, man. All right, this is Luke 12, verse 33, and it says, "Sell that ye have and give alms. Provide yourselves bags which wax not old, a treasure in the heavens that faileth not, where no thief approacheth, neither moth corrupteth. For where your treasure is, there will your heart be also," man. So when all else fails, when we don't have nothing else to talk about, we talk about spiritual things. Because it's all we have. We have nothing else. But this little that we have is far more greater than what the world can offer anyone. All right? Yeah, man, I'd rather edify. I'd rather edify than entertain vanity. All right? So let's go back. Let's go back to Luke. All right, Luke 6. All right, and 45. And it says, "A good man out of the good treasure of his heart bringeth forth that which is good. And an evil man out of the evil treasure of his heart bringeth forth that which is evil. For of the abundance of the heart his mouth speaketh." And that's true. Okay. But let's go to Galatians. I'll come back and I'll finish that chapter off, to wrap up this lesson. All right. So let's go to Galatians 5, and I'm going to start off at 16. And it says, "This I said then, walk in the spirit, that ye shall not fulfill the lust of the flesh." And this is true. Walk in the spirit, man, that you don't fulfill the lust of the flesh. So you don't start spewing. Instead of spewing how you truly feel, remain in the spirit, man. Remain in the spirit of the Lord. How would the Lord deal with the situation? When you exercise yourself in the spirit, you don't have to really ask yourself that. You just kind of allow the spirit to take control. You know, it says verse 17, and it says, for the flesh lusteth against the spirit, and the spirit against the flesh. And these are contrary one to the other, so that ye cannot do the things that ye would. Yo, man, let's go out, bro. Oh, yo, let's go out, man. Let's go. The fleshly part of you is like, yeah, man, I could go out and have a drink. You know what I'm saying? You know, go see these hoes. You know, that's what your flesh say. But in the spirit, you know that's all vanity. You know that's not going to get you nowhere. Stay in the crib. Go watch some videos. Go read some scriptures. Edify. Stay in the spirit. All right? Oh, man, let's talk about this business. Nah, let's talk about what's going on. Have you seen the economy? Gas prices is up. The Lord said that these things are going to happen, man. We in them last days. See, I'm not trying to entertain the worldly things. That's death over there. That's not good fruit if I speak about worldly things. It's not good fruit. That's evil fruit. Hey, man, whether you like it or not, I feel great about it. I love Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. And I'm going to bring forth good fruit. You know, the Lord said, let your light shine, and this is before men. And we're going to let it shine because he's all we have. All right. The scripture says, verse 18, but if ye be led of the Spirit, ye are not under the law. Now the works of the flesh are manifest, which are these: adultery, fornication, uncleanness, lasciviousness, idolatry, witchcraft, hatred, variance, emulation, wrath, strife, seditions, heresies, envyings, murderers, drunkenness, drunkenness, revelings, and such like, of the which I tell you before, as I have also told you in time past, that they which do these things shall not inherit the kingdom of the Most High. But the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, long-suffering, gentleness, goodness, faith, meekness, temperance. Against such there is no law. And they that are Hamashiachs have crucified the flesh with the affections and lusts. For we live in the Spirit. Let us, it says, if we live in the Spirit, let us also walk in the Spirit. Let us not be desirous of vainglory, provoking one another, envying one another. All right. So, man, remain of the Spirit, you know, so you may bring forth good fruit. Okay. So let's go back to Luke. I'm going to shut it down. Let's go back to Luke. All right. And I'm going to wrap it up with this. Verse 46, Luke 6, verse 46. And it says, and why call ye me Lord, Lord, and do not the things which I say? Whosoever cometh to me and heareth my sayings and doeth them, I will show you to whom he is like. He is like a man which built an house and digged deep and laid the foundation on a rock. And when the flood arose, the stream beat vehemently upon that house and could not shake it, for it was found upon a rock, man. You know, the temptations of the world, you know, the stress of the flesh, the irritation of the flesh, you know, because you're going to be tried, you know, you have to constantly endure. You know, because you're going to have those spiritual lows. You're going to feel low, you know. But our house is built upon a rock. So even in our lower state, you know, we're of good cheer. We're always acknowledging Yahweh Bashem Yahushua and the things that he's told us, you know, and his comforting words that keep us going, you know. That's good foundation and we're exercising ourselves in these things. But the time is gonna come, especially during the time of Jacob's trouble. You know, the 2/3 of our people, they haven't exercised themselves in the spirit of the Lord. You know, I consider what we're doing now. You know, I should have put it on the chat, but I consider what we're doing to be resistance training. Resistance training, because we're resisting the flesh. We're resisting carnality. And when you do that, you bring forth good fruit. You know, you're bringing forth good fruit. Because people are watching us. You know, they're seeing whether, you know, especially if they know that we're of the faith and we're of the truth. You know, they may think that we're bugged out, but how we deal in the world is going to show, you know, the fruits of the spirit. You know, because a lot of our people, a lot of our family and friends, they're waiting for us to fall off. They're waiting for us to go off into the world. They're waiting for us to do something that they may think is contrary to the Lord. They don't know the Lord, but they're waiting for it. You know, they're going to be waiting for a long time because the Lord has comforted us and gave us foundation. So yeah, when we're high and everything is cool, we're great. But then when we're feeling low and the whole world is still feeling high and they want to party, you know what I'm saying? We're still giving off good fruit. You know? And that's that reputation, man. That's the Lord, man. Because if the Lord would have never found us and blessed us with his mercy, we would have been animals. We would have been savages out here, man. You know, I would have replicated, I would have gave off that evil fruit. Yeah, man, you need to, you know what I'm saying? We need to get this business, you know what I'm saying? Whoop, whoop, you know what I'm saying? Just saying worldly stuff. Man, the light that we have is the Lord. He is all we need. In every room we walk into, the moment we open our mouth, man, it changes everything. Out of the darkness came forth light. So, verse 49, and it says, but he that heareth and doeth not is like a man without foundation built an house upon the earth, against which the stream did beat vehemently, and immediately it fell, and the ruin of that house was great, man. All right, and that's what happens to a lot of our people that are in the world, man. You know, they lack foundation, you know, and they blow up and they self-destruct. They go to jail. They get caught up in drugs. They, you know, commit murder. All these things happen, man, because they lack foundation. So, man, I hope y'all were edified, and I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushua, Bahasham, Rakah, Hudash. I like to give double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. I like to give salutations to the Akyam preaching the gospel across the four corners of the earth in truth and in sincerity. Shalom, Akyam. Shalom.